Welcome. I'm Dr. Steve Ventola, and I'm going to tell you about a program I'm beginning May 18th called The Essentials for Well-Being. And just thinking about that, and I appreciate your time actually listening, but thinking about what does it take to have a feeling of a greater sense of well-being. And in today's world, we have a lot of bombarding influences, the TV, the news, all kinds of influences on us. And sometimes it's hard for us to get a grounding with it all. And we may just defaulting to what we feel like eating, what we feel like thinking. And the world is full of aberrations, and we can get caught in thinking this way, which can take us down into a hole, you can say, or eating this way, which can lower a sense of well-being. So I wanted to put together something for all of us, for you, to allow for, you can say, a greater orientation into our health. So let me share with you what I have in mind. Okay, so the program's called Essentials for Wellbeing Online Group Program. So it's participating together as a group, and in order to elevate our sense of well-being, it really helps to have others interested in the same way. That actually causes a bond, you can say, to help affirm what we sense that we need to do, that it's been hard to do for ourselves. So let's look at it in this diagram. Essentials for well-being. So you can say first off is our emotional health. Like what happens in our heart really happens in our minds and our bodies. So if we can get our emotions, our heart oriented in a way that allows for, you can say, a orientation, it begins the whole process. So the program will go into the essentials of well-being for our emotions. And then looking at our mental health, you can say our emotions then filter into our mental awareness. And we see all this happening with young individuals really harming themselves, harming others, that, mentally is such a need for sound mental health. And we'll look at the essentials regarding that. And you can say there's so much we can consider, but I want to just zero in on some, at least, starting points to give you some orientation with that. And then our physical health. So there's a lot written about our physical health, what to eat, how to exercise. But I want to look at that in terms of, again, the essences, the essentials, to help round it out so you have some grounding in that respect. And you can say things begin emotionally, they filter into our minds mentally, and then because of our mind, our heart and our mind, that influences our body. Basically, our body follows the commands of what's going on in our heart or our emotions and our mind, which allows for, you can say, our innate spiritual health. As a chiropractor, we recognize that we want to allow for mine, innate essence, you can say, the light that we are, to find its way into the world, to find its way through our hearts, through our minds, through our bodies, so that we can play our part. And as we play our part, ideally, ultimately, that gives us the sense of well-being that we're interested in having, a greater sense of well-being. And there's always more in that respect, but we want to see how we can experience a greater sense of well-being in the moment, in our days, and to allow for that to be known, to experienced. So we'll begin the program May 18th. It's coming up. And the first live session begins May 18th at 7:30, running for 6 consecutive weeks. And you can read more about the program at this link and to enroll. So it's bit.ly Essentials for Wellbeing, all one word. So I'll spell it out. bit.ly/ESSENTIALS FORWELLBEING. Okay, so you can learn more there. Okay, so ultimately, we want to see what it takes. So just suppose if you felt more relaxed with certain situations that made you tense before. Okay, suppose if you had a greater sense of being, how well you can handle things better. Okay. Suppose you had your stomach may have not hurt as much, or your joints may not hurt as much, or mentally you're clear and focused, and you have a sensing of what you need to do on a day-by-day basis and overall with your life. Okay, so I'd invite you into this program. Then join in. It starts soon, and love to have you participate.